Hey, how you guys doing? This is Sensei Roger, and I just want to chat with you guys. While I wait for somebody to get on here and have a conversation too, I just want to start out with just saying that I got some bad news for myself at least, and I know a lot of other people. Is I lost one of my martial art mentors recently. It was Al Tracy. He just passed away, and I just want to start off with just talking about a little bit of history with him and I. I didn't get to train with him all the time, but I did see him like once a year pretty much for a while. So he'd come for seminars because he was my instructor's instructor. But let me sum up my relationship with Al Tracy, or Great Grandmaster Al Tracy. Basically, he choked me, chopped me, hit my nerves. He even bit me twice. But he always picked me out a lot of times when I went to his seminars because he knew that I was one of Mark Miller's black belts, and he knew that I could take a little bit of, getting hit a little bit, and I won't like whimper about it. And so he did it, he pulled the chokes like this on me a lot of times in the seminars. He would do Chinese sword, but use this right here, this bone hitting right on my nerve, and then he'd hit it, and I fall forward, and he had his chop right here. So yeah, he would definitely do that. But I did have some really highlight points with him because he was one of my mentors. And this is basically one of the high points is when I went to one of his seminars. He didn't really know me yet, so I was working on my kicks, my roundhouse kicks, or we call it wheel kicks. Also, I was working on those a lot because I was doing them wrong. I was throwing them from the hip instead of pivoting and throwing it properly, and my hips were messing up. So I've been analyzing my kicks, breaking them down, start throwing it. Well, at the seminar, he ended up having us kick one of those Wave Master bags, the water bags, and he just throwing roundhouse kicks. That's it, just something basic, warm-ups. We're hitting the bag. There's some big guys in there. I'm the skinniest, lightest guy in there. And I'm hitting the bag too, and then I come around again, I hit it, he said, wait a minute. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I'm thinking. He goes, hit it again. Okay, hit it again. And he's like, one more time. I hit it again, and he goes, stop, right there. And he told everybody in the seminar, he goes, that's how you should kick. He said, that's the perfect timing. And then I wasn't trying to show off or anything like that. I was just working on kicks because it literally was hurting my hips. Sometimes when I would throw a kick, like a side kick or something, putting pressure on that one on my right hip, I'd fall down because of it. That's why I started analyzing my kicks. So that was a high point for me. Another high point is when I met him at a seminar too. So what black belt am I? Right now I currently am a 7th degree black belt under Mark Miller. But at the tournament, I was doing my open hand kata that I made up using our Kempo techniques and parts of other katas. I kind of created my own. I took first place, and Grandmaster then, he wasn't Great Grandmaster yet because there was no other 10th underneath him at that point. But then he ended up being the center ref, so I got to win first place with my own creation kata in front of him. So that was really enlightening for me. It was an awesome moment. And then another moment at a tournament with Grandmaster Al Tracy, he wasn't judging this time, but he was on the sideline of the black belt men's sparring. So I'm more fighting guys that weren't Tracy's guys. At this point, he knows me, so he gave me the nod like that when I was fighting. I was like, well, I gotta win. No matter what. When Great Grandmaster goes like this, you gotta win. So I ended up taking first place. And so a lot of the videos you guys see, and I got that 6-foot trophy in the back, that is the one that I got for doing the sparring that time. And then the last time I seen him was like last year. He was at the seminar. He called it the Last Man Standing seminars. Well, his son, which is Grandmaster Mark Tracy now, he was pretty much doing all the physical parts. Then while Grandmaster, or Great Grandmaster Tracy, he was doing the talking and the history and everything like that, which was real awesome. But yeah, it was a real nice point he he made it a point to let me know that like 3 times that I looked good out there. So this is about about 20 years, maybe a little longer of seeing him. Been out to dinner with him and Mark Miller. So it was an awesome thing. I'm grieving his loss, and I'm sure others were a lot closer to him than I was. But we're all missing him. If you guys have any comments or any questions, like I said, let's chat. I was just telling a story so you guys could start chatting. But now let's chat. Everybody got anything? Any comments? I got one question. What degree of black belt I am? And I told them I'm 7th degree. So here we go. Have you ever got in a real life fight? Early on, I remember it wasn't really because of me. I could have walked away from the fight. We were walking down the street. I was like 18 years old then, so I was only training for a couple years. Because I started at 17, or about a year, yeah, only a year, because I started at 17. I was walking down the street with a couple of friends. They were younger. They were like 15, 16 years old. And just walking down the street, and this guy is standing in front of a bar. He's a lot bigger than we were. He just starts talking stuff. I could have ignored it, but the one kid, he was a loudmouth, and he always thought I was his protector. And, but this time I really had to do something or just watch him get pummeled. So what happened is the guy said something, well, the kid said something smart back. Well, the guy grabbed that one kid by the shirt. Well, the kid had pepper spray in his pocket. He ended up spraying the guy in the eyes. Well, he took, the guy took my friend down at the time, slammed him on the ground. He's on top of him, slammed him. This guy was probably about 250, and he's probably about, he's probably about my height, about, 5'10", 5'11", somewhere around there. But he outweighed me by, definitely by a significant amount. So at that time, I was probably about 135. And so I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? I can't let him just keep beating on him or pushing them into the ground. So I was going to use my hands. I'm like, no, that's not strong enough. I'm a little dude. So I stepped back and I did a front kick right to his nose. Got him off in a hurry. Well, the guy, he got right up from there. So he got pepper sprayed, got kicked in the nose. We got, the kid was on the ground. He pushed him off. He stood up. We both were getting out of there. We turned around and looked. The other kid was with us. He was on the ground with this guy. We're like, what the heck is going on with this guy? Find out later, or before we get there, turn around, and we were like, oh man, we gotta go back. So we're going back, and we're seeing the whole bar lets out. They're ready to fight us. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I don't want to fight a whole bar. I'm not that good yet. I didn't want to kick this guy in the face, let alone fight the whole bar. So then the guy had a bottle. I'm like, he's the first one I'm going for. But guess what happened? We didn't have to fight none of them. Because as we were coming back, a cop car almost ran me over. He came right in front, ran us over, and the guy, the cop said, we've seen everything, you kids get out of here. I looked like I looked young then too. I was 18, but I looked real young. So he probably thought I was a minor. So we just got out of there. So we got, safe from that. We didn't have to fight the whole bar. But, I've had a couple things where people mess around and they get out of hand. But, nothing real serious because I'm pretty good at avoiding fights. You got any more questions on it? No? But, the history of my martial arts is I always wanted to do the martial arts. Even when I was a small child, I just wanted to do the martial arts. But my parents didn't have the money to do it, so we really didn't do it. But so then when I started working at 15, then my uncle started coming around more often. He was a black belt at Tracy's Karate. So he's like, hey, we're talking about it, and he said, yeah, he was teaching at the time. He said, I'll pick you up if you meet me at this place. So I go, okay, yeah, I'll do that. I could take the bus to the place, but it was quicker for me to walk. I probably walked about 3 to 5 miles. I can't remember exactly how long it was. Carrying a duffel bag, wintertime, summertime, didn't matter. But I just wanted to make it to my martial arts. So my uncle would take me there. And then that school closed. And then I probably had a 6 month period where I just kind of rested and didn't do anything, and I was like, I gotta get back in this. So I looked at the closest Tracy's karate to me, and that was Mark Miller. So I went to him, and that's one reason why I have my school too. So, all right. So I have a question. Do you think someone could train at home in the martial arts? I think so. I mean, you could train at home, but there's no place that could really replace the experience of the dojo. I put my videos out so you guys could learn from home. Originally, what I started YouTube for isn't, for that. I was doing it to promote my business because I started my business and then I found out, oh, I can make videos and do that. So if you guys watch my early videos to now, too, I didn't know how to talk to the camera. I was talking to the camera, not you guys. Now, even if I'm recording a video, I'd work on talking to the camera like I'm directly talking to you right now, like a live feed. So, but yeah, you could train from home, and it's a lot harder because it's easier to have someone right there with you and say, okay, do it this way. I could say it over the camera, but you might not get it the same because a lot of times training people live, I have a hard time sometimes getting them to understand the move this way. I'll say, several times, and they finally go, oh, I get it. And once you get it, that's it. You get it. And it's a lot easier from that point. But have I trained anybody with a disability? I saw that. I trained some kids with autism. There's one guy who was epileptic. He had seizures a lot. He freaked me out. It was his family that was with him. But he would have these seizures that, they said they nicknamed it the vacation seizure because he'd just freeze up and just move. I'm like teaching him, and then all of a sudden I'm in the move here, and all of a sudden he's just froze. I'm like, Lee. And then his sister was on the side, and she goes, oh, he's having one of those vacation seizures. I'm like, what? So that one was the one that kind of, threw me off. I was like, are you serious? But I've had a guy that trained with one leg too. He had a, prosthetic leg. But yeah, we trained him, and he just really didn't do much with kicking or anything. But yeah, he would, do some of the stuff with that. So other than that, no, I haven't had a ton of, people with disabilities. But I did have, like I said, autism. But then I had one, a couple of people that, had mental handicaps, and they did it too, and they enjoyed it, and it helped them a little bit. ADHD, that helps a lot. All ADHD really needs is structure and keep them busy, and this really helps with that. So, I got a story with the kids. Since you guys aren't commenting right now, I got a story with the kids. As I was teaching the kids, it was two brothers. I thought that was real funny, and two brothers. I'm working with the one. I turn around and look, and the other one's on the ground. I'm like, hey, come on, get up. And he didn't respond, so I went down lower, like, come on, get up. The kid fell asleep. I'm like, how do you fall asleep? Hot list says hi. Well, hello to you, too. But yeah, he fell asleep there. But I thought that was pretty funny. So do you think someone who is blind could do the martial arts? Yeah, I think they can. It'd be awful difficult, but here's the martial art they probably would want to train is more like a jiu-jitsu. Because jiu-jitsu, basically someone touches you, you know where they are. When I do jiu-jitsu, I do, like grappling around. I train the drill. I don't do from standing with my eyes closed, but we'll do it from our knees. But basically, train it with our eyes closed, and we can know where the body is. So that's the easiest and most effective that you could do being blind. I have been in some tournaments where blind guys doing kata, what they're doing, they're kind of like figuring out their movement, so they know how big it is too, the space is. I was watching my lesson on lesson 3, karate lesson. Which one were you watching? Like karate for beginners, or were you watching? Or I had the Kempo for beginners, and I had the karate for beginners. You're fully blind. Okay. Um, how are you watching these videos? Or you just, if you're fully blind, I'm just curious on that. I'm not trying to say nothing funny. I'm just curious how you doing this? Is it where you could type and all that? I'm interested because I've never experienced that on YouTube. So definitely get back to me on that too. Is let me know how you communicate with us or watch videos. Because from the videos, it's you can't really. I find it very hard to learn from that if you doing it from a video. Like if I was teaching someone blind, I would have to be there and help move their arms and to the movements and help them feel the movements. And that's why I like to do this, the jiu-jitsu on the ground with my eyes closed. And plus, if some of the guys like to try to bang it out real fast because not everybody you grapple is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy or anything like that, which have a lot of patience with it. So they'll come out and they'll try to bang out and move fast, and then things get overwhelming and they close my eyes. So what did you ask? Oh, I asked, if you're blind, how are you following the videos on YouTube? That was my question on that. So I was just curious on that because, videos is so I was just wondering how you're following like the karate videos from that too because it's hard to learn if you can't see on the video. But yeah, any more questions, guys? Definitely ask them out there. That's why I said, can we just chat? That was the whole idea of this video. You get to know my viewers more too. Is there anybody on this chat right now that's not a subscriber? Oh, the phone talks. Okay, that answers. Okay. But definitely you gotta learn how to do the movements if you are blind. So it helps to have someone there. Training from videos. I got the karate for beginners. That's what I was going at. That was my most popular video. Is karate for beginners lesson 1. It's not my favorite video. I mean, it's got decent content, but I'm looking at it. Sometimes I think some of the punches when I was punching, I was popping my elbow up and things like that. So I plan on in the beginning, sometime next year, I'm gonna do a anniversary video of that. Yes, I'm live. This is live right now. I see you. I see you topless. But yeah, I want to do is a like a new video. So I'll knock you out in a flash. Come on at me, bro. Okay, I love that. Okay, knock me out in a flash. That's okay. I've been knocked out twice, so it wouldn't be no new thing for me. So go ahead and knock me out in a flash. But anywho, I want to do is message retracted, huh? Okay. But I want to do is a 10-year anniversary of that video because that's 10 years 10 years that I put out that video, Karate for Beginners, Lesson 1. And I want to do a renewed version of it. Something where, when I say stability, I don't go stability. The way I was talking, I was like, do I have a stutter? And so I kind of hate that video, but love that video in another sense because that's my highest video and I get a lot of subscribers from it. But for me, being the one that did the video, I'm like, I could do better than that, especially now, 10 years later. But yeah, what is my favorite kata? The Kempo katas, one of my favorites really is long 4 kata. I don't know, I just love the techniques in that one. Long 7's pretty awesome. I just don't like the beginning with all the claws coming down like this where you come up. They're not claws, but they're grabbing. But after that point, it's a really cool kata. I do like book set. And then another one of my favorites is Tiger and Crane. If you do the whole thing of Tiger and Crane, it is tiring. Tiger is more your isometric movements, and Crane is more your cardio. So it's a good workout to do that. Do you have a favorite kata? Since you asked me that. Yeah. But yeah, that's some of my favorite katas. I made up a kata that I call Dragon Set using the Kempo, some of my favorite Kempo moves that are more Kung Fu. because I picked up the three sectional staff. That's my favorite weapon right now because it's just really cool. It's fun to play with, and do. And and if you do it wrong, you're gonna smack yourself pretty good too. And I've done plenty of that. So, have you bit someone? No, but I've been bit twice by great grandmaster Al Tracy too. Okay, sure too. That's a good one. That's it was also nicknamed as cat set because you're doing the cat steps and all that. I like that kata. That's a good one. But yeah, this dragon set I picked up and put together more kung fu techniques in there. So because when I'm at a tournament, I'll wear the kung fu uniform to do the three sectional staff because it doesn't look right with the Japanese gi to do that. So when did you first start karate? I started when I was 17. It was 1992. For a while, I was thinking it was 90 for some reason. I kind of had a brain lapse and kind of got insane for some time. And like, yeah, I was 15. No, I wasn't. I fooled myself somewhere along these 25 years I've been doing this. So I've been doing the martial arts for 25 years. My main thing is the Kempo. That's why you see me put all those Kempo videos out. I have been doing Jiu Jitsu probably about 15 years. I was messing around with it. I had one of my buddies who was a blue belt at Craig Kramer's school. He was coming over here because he lived in the area when I opened the school. And he's just like, hey, you want to do some jiu-jitsu? I was like, yeah, come on. So we gave him, we set aside a time for that. We started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Kempo has Japanese jiu-jitsu in it. But then when you hit the ground, it's like totally different. I got my butt whipped many more times. Over and over and over. And my Brazilian jiu-jitsu isn't bad. But here's the problem with it. He only trained with me for so many years, and then I was, kind of left doing it with some other people, and, my students were just kind of playing with it. And then I'm like, well, I want more techniques. What do? I don't have time to go pay someone to go to their school, so I started learning off of YouTube, and then I started picking up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu books, going to seminars, things like that, and I picked up some stuff and started doing it. My jiu-jitsu isn't bad, but I'm not a master at that. So, did I ever have a student challenge me? Not verbally, really saying "hey," but when we're sparring, all of a sudden they get emotional. So I have had them in jiu-jitsu when we're doing it and sparring, where it got kind of heated up. So they kind of didn't verbally challenge me and say, I challenge you to a fight. They just picked it up and really kind of took it emotional if I hit them good or something. You got punched in the back of the head. That's not too great, is it? Sorry to hear that. But yeah, in school, you don't want to fight either. But some kid punched you in the back of the head. What are you going to do? I mean, you already got hit. Nothing you can really do except for move on from that point. Either try to, kind of stop the fight from getting any farther, or you just have to defend yourself. I'm a firm believer that, we shouldn't fight if we don't have to. But if someone's really starting to physically hurt you, you might have to do something about it. But, yeah, I'm sorry to hear you got punched in the back of the head. It doesn't feel good. That reminds me of a story with a 12-year-old. I was doing one of the techniques is teach private lessons here. So I was doing one of the Kempo techniques, and the technique has a back fist where it rolls like that. It hits you in the base of the skull. So we're doing a technique. I'm letting him do it on me, and then all of a sudden he just tapped me just right. It didn't knock me out, but man, it made me feel a little loopy for a moment. So if you hit in the back of the head a certain way, it really hurts. But if they hit you right on the skull part, it's gonna hurt. My karate bit me in the armbar. Okay, that was kind of broken up English on there, but are you trying to say that your karate instructor bit you in the arm? Is that what you're trying to say? That's what Al Tracy did to me. We were talking about at that one of the tournaments that I was at. I was around a group of guys that were talking to him, and then okay, no, all right, my karate bit me in a armbar. Okay, can you rephrase that? Because I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. You said no. I apologize for that. You know, but yeah, Al Tracy bit me. He goes like this with the rear naked choke. He goes, "Here, pull me in the rear naked choke." And he goes like this and bit me there. I think he means an arm bar. Is that okay? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys are better at reading this stuff than I am sometimes. Um, but yeah, the arm bar. I've been pulled on in a lot of arm bars, and I pulled a lot of people in arm bars too. So okay, so I got you now. Your karate teacher put you in an arm bar, huh? Yeah, I've been in a lot of arm bars, and I did a small tournament, jiu-jitsu tournament. It was a Brazilian jiu-jitsu tournament because I would have got my butt wiped out if I was in the black belt doing that. I would have got my butt handed to me. But I was in it just a regular one. They were doing like, Japanese jiu-jitsu and all that, and it was nothing really great at this tournament. But I remember this guy, he wasn't even a black belt. He was like a red belt, and he was in the black belt division. I just went under the black belt division because I had a lot of years in it. I was like, okay, if I get beat up, I get beat up. I'm gonna try this tournament at my black belt level, even though I don't have a jiu-jitsu full rank or anything. I don't have a rank, and I just done it and done a lot of moves, but I didn't do it to get rank. But yeah, I went to the tournament, and this guy, he would travel across the world pretty much doing these the jiu-jitsu tournaments, and he was in this federation. What the whole thing was, they were trying to promote their federation. They said he just can't, he was in Brazil or somewhere or some other country, and they were boosting him up like he was this great thing. And then I remember sparring him. He was my first, opponent. I pulled 3 arm bars in him in 2 minutes. I think it was 2 or 3 minutes that we had on that. And but he took me down. He did a sweep, and this is something I always done. If I'm going down, I know I'm going down. I'm gonna do the best I can to control what happens after we hit that mat. Next thing we hit the mat, I pull in my arm bar. I actually got the video on YouTube. I got it split in 3 videos because my camera guy, every time I pulled the arm bar, we stopped it. For some reason, at that tournament, they weren't doing it as, submission was a submission, and it was over. They were just counting it as points. So I ended up beating this guy. I don't even think he scored on me. I don't even remember. But I just know one thing, though. I was tired. It wore me out because I gave him pretty much everything. He was a quick young dude, and, I was already probably like maybe 39, 40 years old at that time. But yeah, he took me down, and I pulled the armbar. So arm bars are kind of not my favorite moves, but that's something I get a lot. I get the leg triangles too a lot. For some reason, that just comes to me natural. The arm bars and the triangles. So, but yeah, it's good stuff. I enjoy doing this. But I also do street fighting a little bit. One of the guys from the Tracy's Karate, he was teaching the street fighting, the Bart Vale system. And I was going there for a while. Got a couple of ranks on that. And then it's like just my time. It's hard for me to go somewhere and pay other people. But I was like, if I'm going to do some grappling stuff, I'm going to pay somebody, I'm going to go somebody I know. Can you do the splits? Absolutely not. I never could, and I probably will never get there. But I am getting a little more flexibility. Can you please move a little to the left? Can't see me. All right, is that better? Sorry about that, guys, if out of your range there. But yeah, definitely I cannot do the splits. Can you do the splits? That's the question. Anybody on this chat, can you do the splits? And I definitely not. I will probably never do the splits. It's not my desire to do the splits. So, yes, you could do the splits. That's awesome. You got some students who could do the splits, and I go, I tell them show off. So, but yeah, I can't. Is this move to the left a little more? Is that better? I wish I could do the splits. I see that. Yeah. I don't I don't care if I can do the splits, but I can kick someone in the head. The tallest person I ever kicked in the head, he was 6'8", but he wasn't standing completely 6'8" when I kicked him in the head. But that was the tallest guy I ever kicked in the head. Kempo karate, we're not known for kickers. That's why some of my videos you see, maybe the kicks aren't that great, but then sometimes you'll see some of my videos and the kicks are nice. So, but yeah, I mean, so all right, it is better, good. But yeah, the kicks to the head, I like to do that for fun. It's a cool thing. I don't need to do splits to be able to kick someone in the head. It's just the way I throw my kicks. I could do, get it up there. So it's just something fun to do. But yeah, definitely. If you guys have any video ideas, just let us know. Just let me know here. Even if you don't do it on this video, you could type the comment in later. Or just contact me on any other video and just ask me to do something. I'm not going to be like a puppet or anything like that, or a genie in a bottle. You ask, can you do this? Yeah. Can you do that? No. Yeah. No, I'm not going to do every request, because then that could get out of hand. Or some people request some ridiculous things sometimes too. So, but yeah, definitely I'd be open to some. I already did some request videos. I actually was talking to someone about, they were saying they trained with me for a while, training my videos. I was like, oh, awesome. If you want, send a video of you doing it, doing stuff, some of the stuff you learn, and I'll help you out on it. And I was going to text them back and write, on that, on how to help it. That didn't do good, so I decided to make a video. So don't worry about my profile picture. It's his sister. Okay, I wasn't worried about that in the first place, but yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up. But yeah, definitely you guys got the ideas. So just check it out. Give me an idea on what you would want on that. So, but have you get hit in the groin many times over? I don't even wear a cup anymore, really. Because a lot of times when I'm teaching, I don't want to wear a cup all day long when I'm teaching. But yeah, I have got hit in the groin without a cup too. So, have I noticed a hate towards traditional martial arts, especially Kempo? Yes. Here's the problem. A lot of people think that MMA is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I love MMA. I've done it a few times. It's hard. But you got different martial arts mix. Let me tell you one thing, too, is those kicks that they use in MMA, traditional martial arts. Those punches, pretty much traditional martial arts, except for when they start mixing boxing. But, so will you do another stream, and when? Yes, I will do another stream. When? I don't know. I might end up, giving you guys a date one day, or just kind of randomly pick it out there. But I thought about it, doing and say, all right, this time I'm going to be on streaming. But that's going to be hard to do because I'm always like busy or doing other stuff. So did I have a bully when I was young? No, not consistently. Did people try to bully me? Yes. Was I tough then? No. Am I kind of tough now? I could take a hit and I could fight, but I don't want to fight. I don't have a tough attitude, and that's one reason why, it helped me get away from bullies. Since you mentioned bullies, I know some of you guys are, you mentioned a few things, so I'm sure you're in school. If you have a bully consistently, what they're going to do is keep doing stuff that bothers you. If you keep showing them that it bothers you, they're going to keep messing with you. So here's a couple options. Basically, is don't let them bother you so much. So if they're kind of saying stuff to you, just okay, whatever. Don't go stop, because now they think that's funny. They think it's hilarious. It's not funny at all. Bullying is not funny whatsoever. But definitely, and be friendly. Definitely be friendly. I know it's hard to be friendly to someone that's mean to you or bullying to you. But don't be naive. If you try to avoid that person, they're going to look for you. One thing I did notice when I was younger before I did the martial arts too. And I came to this conclusion living in Cleveland. I was in inner Cleveland. I was on the west side. It wasn't the greatest neighborhood, but it wasn't the best either. We had street gangs running around my neighborhood. But yeah, I figured this when I was walking. I see a crowd of guys or a couple guys that look kind of, look like they're gonna mess with me. What I did was just move around, and just walk away, and then they came and followed me. I did see you say that you're bullied because you're blind. If someone's bullying you because you're blind, that's pretty ignorant. That's not smart at all. And thing is, now they're probably either just saying stuff or touching you because you can't really see them doing something. So they're taking it out of line too. And how old are you for them to actually be dumb enough to bully you for having the disability? So yeah, please let me know on that. But yeah, I know one thing is when I'm walking and I try to avoid, that's where they come, and followed me. Since you're blind, that's going to be a whole different ballpark in that because you can't see ahead of time that way. But if you hear them coming, that's a different thing. Grade 7, slam to the ground, and I am in grade 6. Okay, so a 7th grader slammed you to the ground. That's not right. And you're 15. The other, Victor, you're 15. I see that. Basically, is what school you're going to, you need to talk with the teachers and the principal about that protection on that because there's no reason they should even touch you or even say anything to you because you have a disability. And there's something wrong with that kid that would be doing that. So assault with special circumstances, someone says, on a protected persons. So, but there's something that should be done more so on this. You gotta keep pursuing this. And someone said not to the school but to the police. That's one way you can handle it. Go to the police on that because there's no way that they should touch you. They shouldn't touch you even you're healthy, let alone you having a disability. That's not even right. There's protection out there, like someone said too, from the police. But you can also even contact the news if the schools aren't doing anything. I mean, something has to be done. There's no way you should live life like that in fear. There's no way you should live in fear like that. That's gone beyond where it should if someone's touching you like that and slamming you on, especially if they're slamming you. I mean, seriously, they're doing physical harm to you. Something should be done. So you had a bully before, but you just have to learn to be confident and they'll leave you alone. Yeah, true, the school don't care. Here's the problem I have with schools now is someone picks on you, you defend yourself, you're both in trouble. So that's a problem I have with schools. They don't take care of the problem. They want to just mask it and just make everyone feel okay. No, everybody's going to feel okay. Some kid's punching you in the face. How are you going to feel when you are afraid to get in trouble if you fight back? Or sometimes you don't even have to fight back. You just get punched in the face and you're suspended. I don't agree with that. I think that's dumb. It shouldn't happen that way. I think the school system should relook the way they handle this stuff. They're so politically correct that they're destroying everything. So, but yeah, you feel the same way too. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I told my kids before, this is what I told them. I'm not going to guide you this way because I'm not your parent or anything like that. I'm not responsible for what you guys do, but I told my kids, if you start a fight, you're in trouble. But if you defend yourself, all right, I'll take you out for ice cream or something. Because you know what? No one deserves to be picked on. That's why when you watch my videos, my newer ones, I always try to put a positive comment out there. Or, I put positive things out there. I believe that if we just show love to one another, respect and all that, that's going to avoid a lot of problems. But some people are just messed up and they want to take it on someone else. Hurt people hurt other people. So, it's like, what are you gonna do? You can't counsel her to them. You can't tell them, oh, thanks for punching me in the face. Are you okay? No, you can't really do that. That would be a pretty messed up, weird world, wouldn't it? If some kid picks on you and you say that. So, yes, one time I got burned with a lighter, and the teacher did not. What? What school are you going to? You get burned with a lighter, and the teacher's not doing anything. I got burned with a wood burner in wood class in seventh grade. I'm sitting there, and the kid comes over and just touched me with it. I'm like, "What are you crazy?" I didn't hit the kid, but I got up and I let it be known that you have no right doing that to me. And then that this the teacher sent him out to the principal. So that's what I said too. What school are you going to? They should be doing something. I mean, what country is it? Is that are you in America, or what country are you at for them not to even do anything? That's like they start burning you and things like that, especially with the disability. That's charges. That you can't do that. You shouldn't do that to anybody that's healthy. Even they can see everything, they have all their senses. You shouldn't do that. So I don't know what school you're going to, but you really need to do is find someone that's going to help you on that. So, do I play games, um, video games or anything like that, or computer games? Very, very, very few times do I play games like that. But I do like board games and bowling and things like that. How many years to earn the typical black belt? In the Tracy's karate system, averages in between like 3 to 7 years usually. Um, so it took me about 5 years to get mine. PS4, I almost called it PS4. No, I do not. The last video game, the only one I own is a original PlayStation. And I don't even play that because it takes so long loading. We call it loading. It's just such a pain to do that. But yeah, I work a lot. I teach a lot. I don't spend a lot of time on games because I actually, my life I want is to more or less mentor people instead of playing games. But I do like to sit down and play different games with family or something like that. I want to have more interactive with my family on that. But yeah, I do like some of the games on PlayStation. Um, I do like the action games, the sport games. Sometimes I'll play that with my kids because they have it at their house. My kids are all in their 20s. But yeah, rare occasions do I play, but I'll play basketball or something on the game. But most time I just like real action stuff. That's why I'm in the martial arts. I like to get out there and just do stuff. Uh, I've hurt myself many times doing the martial arts. So if you ever seen some of my videos, the last one I did a disclaimer said this is the martial arts. So I tell them, yeah, duh, you could get hurt. That's what I tell them. So am I proud that I have 13,000 followers? I don't know about proud, but it's exciting that it's getting close to 14,000 too. But my goal is to get more so I can have a more of an influence. So. But okay, you play video games too, huh, Victor? Okay, and but yeah, I I don't play the video games though. So no, yeah, that's true about what the followers. Even 1 or 2 years as a child in karate can change your life forever. Oh, the martial arts have changed my life. It definitely changed my life. A couple things in my life really changed me. One is the martial arts. Uh, Two would be marriage, and three would be kids. They changed my life too. You know, these things have made it better. And then the fourth one that really changed my life is when I became a Christian too. So molding all that stuff changed my life immensely. But without this, I don't know where I would be. Because I dropped out of school when I was 15 years old. Not a smart thing, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't do that. I did get my GED, so I did do that later in years. But yeah, I own a business now because of the martial arts. I probably wouldn't own a business if it wasn't for the martial arts. I mean, this is a great thing in my life right here. So, but yeah, definitely. I've trained with several different 10th degree black belts in our system. Mark Miller, Bart Vale, uh, Al Tracy, and then his son too, Mark Tracy. Mark Tracy worked with them. So, do I earn money from YouTube? Very little. It's getting harder too to earn money from YouTube doing this kind of the martial arts. See, that's one thing that's kind of sad is I had to fight to get monetized for some of my videos. So you might think, oh yeah, you got 13,000 subscribers, you got one video that's over 1 million views, and you're probably making a lot of money. No, not really, not a lot of money. Mm-mm. So I make very little from it, and a lot of the videos are getting harder and harder to do that. Keep calm and karate forever. I like that. Um, Definitely. The karate, it helped me with my temper too. I never really wanted to fight people, but I'd get mad and argue and things like that. Have I been forced to use karate outside of tournaments? Well, I already said the story earlier on there. I had to do it to help somebody, but other than that, not too many times. So I've gotten out of more fights than I've been into. So I'm trying to read that. What do you think of Johnny being the good guy in Karate Kid? Okay, well, yeah, Johnny being the good guy in Karate Kid. Yeah, I don't ever teach my students to do that. No mercy. I don't tell them that. No, have some mercy for God's sake. But yeah, that movie was one of the movies that helped inspire me into the martial arts and Bruce Lee too. Someone asked me in one of my last or one of my live streams if I like Bruce Lee. Yeah, he was an influence to me in getting to like the martial arts. I used to watch it with my dad. Can you beat up Ip Man? That'd be kind of hard to do because Ip Man's passed away now. But I don't know. I don't know how his skills are. Have you checked the channel Karate Nerd? No, I have not. Is that a good channel? You guys got me getting a shout out to somebody else in Karate Channel Nerd. All right, the Karate Channel Nerd, whatever it is. But no, I haven't checked that out yet. But yeah, one of my favorite guys I talk with is Zen Dragon. He's been on here before. If you guys want to check it out too. But yeah, you think that's a good channel, huh? I'll check it out. I'll see what I can do. Talking about can I beat up Ip Man? I know that's being funny on that. But here's the thing too: is I don't try to think about how tough I am or anything like that. On YouTube, a lot of times guys will see one video and they make a judgment on how your martial arts are. They say, "Oh, you don't look that tough." Well, for one thing is when I'm doing some of those videos, I'm doing it with a training partner. I know you didn't ask for this, guys, but I'm just giving it because it's hidden in my brain. That's why I say, can we just talk? But the thing is, they think that you should have everything so tough and all that. My videos are real. I put it out there, mistakes and all. I never had a perfect day, let alone a perfect karate lesson. Because either I make a mistake, the instructor makes a mistake, or another student make a mistake. Someone's going to make a mistake because we're here to learn, and I'm constantly learning. One thing that does keep my interest in teaching the same techniques over and over and over is when I teach it to someone for the first time. That renews it for me, makes it new again. So that's it. I'm gonna take off out of here. We spent almost an hour here, so I'm glad to have you guys here this long. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? So, what do you think about WWE? I don't watch it no more. I haven't watched it since the late 90s or mid 90s, I think it was. So, oh no, don't. No, I gotta go because I got family that would like to see me sometime today. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys. And if you haven't subscribed, do so. And leave some comments on the videos too. And hit like and all that good stuff. You know what to do. So, all right. Thanks. You guys enjoy your night too. God bless.